football weekend, but we inch closer to a National League Championship series because the Phillies last night locked down the number 1 or number 2 seed. You know, I could sit here and say, you know, people, I demand that you give me a little bit of credit, compliment me. It would be nice. It would pick up my spirits. I know it's not going to happen. I tried to quell all your nerves for a really long time. And it ended up, the foregone conclusion that the Phillies were going to get a bye, and they're probably going to get the number 1 seed because they got the Washington Nationals coming up, which to me gives them the number 1 seed. I didn't care whether it was the number 1 or 2 seed. In fact, I thought it might be advantageous for them to get the 2 seed to play an easier opponent in that National League Championship Series. But I just want to throw it out to the people. If I made you feel better about the Phillies, you know what, throw me a compliment. If I didn't, you still want to fight it, that's okay. I'll just, take it under advisement. I'm used to not getting compliments in this town. So let's move over to Bill Colarulo, who has sounded the alarm incessantly for the last several weeks about how this team was in trouble and how Dombrowski didn't do enough with the trading deadline and blah, 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 and they're not going to finish in the top 2, and they're going to have to play in the wild card round, and yeah, and bippity, bippity, boo, and all that kind of stuff. So, Bill, I've pretty much done my commentating on this, so, Bill, I'll throw it to you.
Listen, I will compliment you today, Mike, because you did try to calm me down. You said everything was going to be fine and they would finish in the top 2, and they do. So I'm going to give you a compliment today. I don't like that it got a little bit close for comfort there with that 5th starter, but we're done, and we're ready to move on, and we're ready to look forward, and they get the bye, and we're going to be getting ready next weekend to watch the NLDS. This is an exciting time. It is. No more sounding the alarm. I'm excited. I'm looking forward. Red October, there's really no better time as a baseball fan than when October gets here. So I'm fired up for this team now. I'm excited.
Looky here. Look at Bill. So last night they win the game. All they have to do is wait for Milwaukee to lose, which they did to the Pirates of all teams. And so they're sitting in a really good spot now. They get a chance to rest up. And I think that's going to do them a world of good to rest up and get some of these older guys like the JTs of the world, get them some rest, get their pitching staff some rest. And last night, a sellout crowd welcomes them to a number 1 or number 2 seed. That's pretty lofty. Now, after the game, Rob Thompson said that he thought this was the best team he's ever had. Well, of course it is. He's been here for 3 years. Is it the best team they've ever had? That's the question. And we're going to go over a couple of the rosters that were very successful in this town to see if this team compares. Of all the naysaying that went on with this team, you now have to shift gears. The people who were the doomsayers and the sky is falling people, all of a sudden it's on your lap that they're going to be a number 1 or 2 seed for the first time ever, right? No.
But what were they in 2011? Yeah, 2011.
2011. Wow, they played in a 5-game series then. So
it was a different format.
Oh, it was? Okay. All right, so there was no bye.
Yeah, because they've added the wild card team now.
Okay, so this is really the first bye they've gotten as a franchise. And, I don't know what to say, right? I know you're a Phillies guy. I'm just, it's a matter of fact for me. I don't have any emotion today about this because it was something that I expected and something that they did. So I'm going to be subdued today.
You could be a subdued. That's fine. I mean, I'm 24. I usually celebrate days that end in Y, but I think this is worthy of celebration. Like, this is a first-round bye. This is something, while you might have expected it, coming into the season, when you looked at the rest of the National League, you thought you were going to have to battle more with the Braves. Obviously, what happened with the Braves happened with the Braves. Mm-hmm. You were able to take advantage of it. You got off to the great start. You got yourself a first-round bye. And if you told me in March that we'd be sitting here talking about them having a week off and getting to watch everyone else battle it out in those 3-game series that make my heart rate go way through the roof, way too high for someone my age, then I'd be pretty happy. So I'm going to be happy about this today. I don't think subdued. I think this is a low cost of celebration,
but I'm
people.
I'm going to be subdued because I'm reading this fledgling gossip site that all I do is yell at Bill. So I'm gonna be subdued today. And
I read that too, Mike.
I'm gonna be subdued today. I'm not gonna yell at Bill. I'm just gonna, just matter of fact, it's gonna be like the Cheshire Cat smile.
See, I look forward to
have here because I know that people are loath to give me any credit at all. I don't know why that is.
So I look forward to our battles.
All I'm trying to do is give them logical wisdom. And I don't get nearly enough accolades, but that's okay. I'm used to it. I'm used to be, the whipping person.
Yeah, you're between the two of us. You're the one that is the whipping boy on this show.
Yeah. All right. So now let's, and we're going to talk about this. We're going to go over all these rosters and all these teams because I think we forget about the numbers of those good teams. So we're going to go back to 2008, obviously, and then 2011, which may have been their best team. They won 102 games.
Yeah.
So we're going to go into those numbers and see if this team compares production-wise to those teams, or whether the pitching staff is deeper and all that kind of stuff. But let's talk about the Eagles here because I know the morning show was talking about the Negadelphia climate. That has been bleeding into this city for a really long time. And I fear that it's bleeding a little bit into the Eagles. Because I'm looking at these power rankings, and it seems like national people are more excited, or not excited, but more convinced that the Eagles are a better team than their own fan base does. And I'm curious to know why that's happened. They're highly rated nationally, but it doesn't seem to have many people here that excited yet. Now, maybe because the Phillies were on this mission, maybe because it's still early in the season, we really don't know. Maybe because the Eagles are a little banged up right now, we don't have the full brunt of what they really are. There's two new coordinators that we haven't settled on yet. But I got to be honest with you. Here's the reason. I don't believe people believe that follow the Eagles in the two main components 100%. And those two main components are the head coach, Nick Sirianni.
The dumbest coach in the world.
And the starting quarterback, Jalen Hurts.
Keep the main thing the main thing.
Now, nationally, while they like the Eagles, they don't seem to like Hurts because I'm looking at a quarterback ranking in The Athletic today where they have dropped Jalen Hurts after last week where he put pretty big numbers up from 11th to 16th in the QB stock report where they have moved quarterbacks up and down depending on their performances. Did you see this, Bill? And how did you react to it?
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. It's because of the turnovers. I mean, that's what it all comes down to for Jalen Hurts. If he cleans up the turnovers, you're looking at a guy who's sitting in the top 4 of the NFL for passing yards this season. So and you look at this offense, the offense has been putting up yards, they're putting up points. It's the turnovers that has Jalen Hurts falling down the ranks. Is that something he can clean up? We keep waiting for it. We waited all year last year for it. But that's why he's dropping down the ranks of these quarterback rankings.
Okay, but let's look at it. Because here's what the rankings are. Josh Allen, who's on a hot streak, 1. Mahomes now slipping a little bit, 2. C.J. Stroud lost last week. He's 3. Lamar Jackson, 4. Aaron Rodgers, the stock is up. They can't wait to rise Aaron Rodgers up there. 5. Joe Burrow, what? Man, Joe Burrow, people are calling him Ellen DeGeneres right now. He's 6th. Brock Purdy, 7. Kyler Murray, 8. Justin Herbert, who can't win it all, is 9. Dak Prescott, 10. Dak Prescott. Matthew Stafford, Jared Goff, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield at 14, Geno Smith at 15, before you get to Jalen Hurts at 16, and he's 1 spot ahead of Justin Fields. Now, are you kidding me?
No, it's too low. It's definitely too low. Look, when you look at the top 5, 6 quarterbacks, they're always the ones that they're going to put up there because they're just kind of grandfathered in. No matter what Joe Burrow does, he's always up at the top of the list. Same thing with Josh Allen and Mahomes, and now C.J. Stroud has worked his way into that category with Lamar Jackson. So they're always going to be up there. But this, to me, is – who wrote this? Who's the guy that does this, Ray? It's Jeff Howe.
I don't know Jeff Howlett. I don't know how he came to these conclusions.
But he clearly is not a Hurts guy. Because even before the
Yeah.
season, he had him at 11. And then to your point, they win last week and he drops to 16. How do you have Baker Mayfield up at 14?
But still, I got to be honest with you. We wouldn't rank him 16.
No.
But we're not out there waving Hurts flags in Philadelphia. So